Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Shilpa Data Insights.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, we will be covering again one more interview question that has been asked in one of the big MNC's company. In the previous video, if you have seen one interview question I have covered related to data engineering in which I have coded in the PySpark. So this is the continuation of that particular video, and this particular question was asked in the second round of one of the company, which is the Tiger Analytics, and by one of my students, and he or she has actually given the right answer and he or she got selected. So you need to go ahead and make sure you practice all the questions that I am covering in this particular playlist so that you have a hands-on, and at the time of interview you go ahead and write the correct code, and you will have a higher chance to get selected. So in this playlist, I have covered a lot of questions that will be asked in big MNC's company as well as the big four consulting company. So don't forget to watch all the videos and practice it in your IDE or Visual Studio Code or Databricks, in whichever environment you feel like. You go ahead and practice, but make sure you practice before appearing the interviews, and so that you are confident while answering these questions in the interviews. So without any delay, let's get started with the second question that is asked in Tiger Analytics in this particular video. So let's start with this question for Tiger Analytics question number 2 that was asked. So I have my cluster ready in Databricks. I've spinned it up, which is 12.2 version of LTS. First of all, I will go ahead and import some functions. I don't need this because Spark Session is already an inbuilt in Databricks. I'll just import the functions. It's not best practice to import all the functions. Just import the ones that you need. But just for the demo purpose, I'm importing all the functions that are available in the PySpark.sql.functions. So now let's see what is my data set. My sample dataset input is this, that is name, subject and marks. And in the name, I have 3 students who have secured these marks in these subjects. So Rudra has secured 79 marks in maths. Rudra has secured English 60 marks, and in maths Shivu has secured 68. Similarly, in English Shivu has secured 59. Anu has secured 65 in maths, and Anu has secured 80 in English. My output should be, the name should be there, and instead of subject and marks, I want for each subject how much marks they have scored. So I want my subject to be a separate column like English and maths, and in that I need my marks. So Shivu has scored 59, if you can see here, right? 59. And in maths he has scored 68. So similarly, Rudra has scored 60 and 79. So in this format, I want my data output to look like. So if you know about the pivot function, then you will be able to solve this question very quickly. But if you don't know how the pivot function works, then it will be a little tricky for you to resolve this using PySpark. But if you know it, it will be easier. So I would recommend you to go ahead and watch the video of my pivot function, in which I've explained you in detail how exactly it works and how to resolve or get your rows into the columns. Okay, so let me go ahead and first execute this particular data set and create a data frame. So I have my name, subject and marks. So I'm creating a schema and creating a data frame out of it as well. So if you want to know also how to create a data frame, how to create schemas in different ways, then go ahead and watch the video. I will pin that in the I button. You can go ahead and watch it. So this is my data set that is ready in the form of data frame. Now, using PySpark, your responsibility will be to convert this input to the output that I mentioned here. So for that, first of all, I will be using the group by function. Why? Because I want for each user, for each student, to calculate the marks in each subject, and the subject should be in the column. So this row should be as a column like here, right? So if I group it, then in each row it will be just one student name like Rudra, Shivu and Anu, because I will be grouping it by name. Once I group it by name, then I can do a pivot. If I do a pivot, then let's say I have maths, I will be pivoting it by subject and my marks will be aggregated, right? So that I can get my marks for each particular subject for each student. So let's code this up so that you understand it in a better way. So I'll do a df1 is equal to df dot group by. Group by what? I want to group it by name. Now, once I group it by name, I will pivot it. I will pivot it by the subject that I have. Once I pivot it by subject, I want the marks to be shown below every subject for each student. So for that, I will go ahead and do an aggregation. In the aggregation, I will put sum and my marks. Okay, here we go. So now I will do a df dot display. You can also do a df dot show. Display is for Databricks, but if you are not using Databricks, you can use the show command. See, now if you will see, name is there, English subject is there, and math subject is there. Now for Shivu, he has scored 59 in English and 68 in maths. For Rudra, he has scored 60 in English and 79 in maths. For Anu, he has scored 80 in English and 65 in maths. So if you will see, this is what my output was, right? I needed it like this. That's what I got. So this is how you go ahead and solve this question using PySpark. Now, a follow-up question may arise saying that don't use pivot. I don't want you to use pivot. You need to use a normal SQL query in order to achieve this. So if you want to achieve this with normal SQL query, how will you do it? So let me first go ahead and create a table out of this particular data frame. How you do it? Using df dot create or replace, right? So I'll just write it down, df dot create or replace stem view, and I will name the table, let's say pivot. Okay, so now this is my table that I'm creating. With the help of this table, I will write my SQL query. So I can go ahead, this is my Python notebook, still I can go ahead and write the SQL command inside it, right? So now let me go ahead and just do a select star from this pivot to make sure I have my data inside the pivot. Here I have my input data. Now using the SQL, I need to solve this question. So for that, how we will do this? We can do it in multiple ways. One way I will just go ahead and tell you. First of all, I will select what? Name. Now I will do a case when statement. You must be aware of the case when statement, right? So I will write case when the subject like math, then marks. It means if the subject is maths, then I will get the marks of it, else 0. And every case statement ends with an end statement. Now I will do a sum of all the marks that are present for the subject called math. And now I do an end and then I do as math. Similarly, I will do it for my other subject, that is English. So I will write case when subject subject like, I'm using like because I don't know if in case it will be something exact, but if in case it's math or English like, then I'll calculate the marks, else I will assign it 0 and I will end the case statement and I will do a sum of this. And I will alias this as English. And I will do a from pivot group by name. Let me run this command and show you. I just wrote the wrong spelling here. So let me rerun this and show you. So here we got the output with my name and the subject here with the name Rudra as 79 in maths, 60 in English, Shivu 68 in maths and 59 in English, and Anu 65 in math and 80 in English. So this is how you can solve this question using SQL in the Databricks itself. So you need to first create a table out of it. We are creating a temp table, and from the temp table we are running this command. This particular is my temp table, and I will group it by name, and I'll select each name and assign the marks if in case marks exist for this maths, else 0, and then I'll sum it up. So this is how we can do it in SQL, and you know how you do it in PySpark using pivot. This is a very important question that is asked in most interviews. I hope you have understood. If you have not seen my previous video of Tiger Analytics 1, I'll definitely recommend you to watch that up so that you have a hands-on of most famous interview questions that are being asked. I hope you have liked this video, and if you have liked this video, then hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel.
Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you have a good day.